Subtitles made by Dimator Zog. Subtitles made by Dimator Zog. Batsalim is onion. Batsalim is like stuffed onion. Now I'll show you everything we're going to do. First of all, we need ground meat, we need rice, we need onion. These are the main ingredients. We rinse the rice and pour hot water over it. Let it sit and we'll peel the onion. And pay attention, I peel the onion in such a way that I completely remove the roots from the bulb. They will only get in our way in this situation. Papa, well, we've peeled and washed the onion. Now I need to prepare it. So what we need to do is cut the onion right down to the middle. Cut each onion down to the middle. I cut 5 onions and wrap them in plastic wrap. Basically, you just need to prepare the onions. For this, I'll bake it in the microwave for about 7 minutes right in this plastic wrap. While the onions are being prepared, we'll prepare everything for the ground meat, just like you would for stuffed cabbage rolls or peppers. How do I do it in this case? So I have 1 onion left. I'll chop it finely and add it to the ground meat. By the way, for this dish, I actually prefer not to use onion, but as I showed somewhere before, instead of onion, I add applesauce here. You know, you can buy applesauce in stores, just regular applesauce, so don't hesitate. You can use it as a substitute for onion, and it works perfectly. I thought I had some at home, but it turns out I don't, but that's okay. We'll use onion without applesauce. Some people grate carrots, some saute onions for this dish. So actually, since you like a lot of variations, I'm showing the simplest version but with a little twist. I added the onion. Next, I like to add pine nuts to this filling. It's very interesting. You don't need a lot. Well, just a small handful of pine nuts. Of course, salt and pepper. If you like to add some other spices, go ahead and add them. You can add paprika, you can add some hot spice, you can add some Georgian spices, really anything you like. And along with the nuts, I'll add some cilantro here as well. I have some cilantro, I'll chop a little. Finely, but don't overdo it. So here it should just, well, appear a little but not be dominant. So we really don't need that at all. At the same time, if you don't have cilantro or you don't like cilantro, then don't add it. If you want, add green onions. If you want, add, I don't know, parsley. If you want, add dill. So again, it's about what you like and how you like it. I love cilantro. So what else? Oh, did I forget something? You can add tomato paste or tomato sauce. I have half a jar of this tomato sauce. Add it here, stirred, let's sit down. Next. Wherever there's tomato, you should always add a bit of sweetness, just a little granulated sugar. Just a little bit. A teaspoon, what else? Oh, of course, rice, my friends. So my rice has been steamed and there's a little bit of water in it. If your ground meat is fatty, then you definitely need to drain that water. My ground meat is very lean. There's almost no fat in it. That's why I'll add this rice and a bit of the same water the rice was steamed in. If it's not enough, I'll add more water. So for now, I'm not pouring it in, but I'm also not throwing away the water from the rice. I just scoop the rice into a bowl. Just mix the ground meat. It already smells delicious to me. If you want, you can add some garlic. That is anything your heart desires. This way, the ground meat turns out quite runny. To be honest, I tasted myself for the spices. Look, I won't add any more water. The ground meat is very soft. The only thing I'll add is a bit more pine nuts. I was a bit stingy with them. I'll add a little more. They're really tasty when combined with meat. It's such a great addition. Here in Israel, kebabs with pine nuts are made very often. Try it sometime. It's really, really delicious. And now I've taken the onion out of the microwave. Look, you see it's opened up. I'm not taking it out of the plastic wrap yet. I want it to cool down and steam in exactly this state. This will take around 15 minutes. And here, my friends, while the onion is resting and cooling down, it's very hot. The most interesting part begins. We're going to make the sauce in which everything will be stewed. These cabbage rolls are made without water. They're kind of dry, but the sauce is still there. So don't be scared. I have a lot here, but I'll explain everything. Probably 3 tablespoons of paprika, sweet paprika. I'm putting it into the bowl. Right after the dry ingredients, you definitely need to add salt. About half a tablespoon for now. I'll add black pepper. I like it coarsely ground, but you can use finely ground as well. About half a tablespoon. To be continued. Pepper, red hot pepper. Add it if you want, or don't if you don't want to. I'm just showing you how I do it. Those who live in Israel, it's common to add a spice blend called baharat to this sauce. It's sold in supermarkets in the spice section. Take a look. It's an interesting spice, a bit unique, but once you get used to it, it's actually quite nice. The olive oil has sealed it well. I'm adding about 5 tablespoons of olive oil. And pomegranate sauce. So if you don't have pomegranate sauce, take something sweet, some kind of jam, and add citric acid. The tartness that's in pomegranate sauce is absolutely necessary here. I mix it all together. Look at what a rich mixture I get. And now I'm going to try to sweeten it, make it more sour or something else. The sauce should turn out spicy and tangy and spicy. I'm not sure how to say it exactly. I definitely need more acidity, so I'll add more pomegranate sauce. So here we add take away and think, and I feel like it's not sweet enough, so I'll add a little honey. You can use Ceylon, you can use granulated sugar, basically anything you like. All right, well, come on, my dear. So can you imagine it's missing both sweetness and acidity like this? So taste it, study the flavor. It's very important. Everything is better, but I still don't have enough acidity. That's why I'll take a little bit of lemon juice. I'll squeeze it in here. Lemon juice. I always have lemons at home. If you don't, you probably have citric acid. Well, now I feel good. I can taste the pomegranate, the paprika, the spiciness, the acidity, and even the sweetness. So we ended up with a sauce that's not very presentable, but it's really delicious after cooking. Well, look, I'm going to pour some of this sauce right onto the bottom of the saucepan where I'll be cooking. I'll probably put about half of it on the bottom, just spreading it out evenly. Use a pot or a pan that's not too deep. but wide enough so that our Batsalim fits in about one layer. Because this dish is very beautiful and we don't stew it in a large amount of liquid, so it's better not to make too many layers. Well, even if you end up with about 1.5 layers, that's okay. And as you can see, I saved some of the sauce to pour over the top. We wait for the onions to cool down. Well, my dears, the onions have cooled down, so now I can unwrap them carefully. Anyway, they take a long time to cool. It's not hot anymore, but you can still feel the warmth. And what we need to do is peel off its layers. Remember, it's 100 layers and none of them have fasteners. It's something along those lines. Each of these layers will become a fool. We take luchok, ground meat, and carefully wrap it up. Look how lovely it is. We do this with each one. And of course, I want to point out that this is done much faster and easier than wrapping those same golubtsi. And besides, there is much less waste. You know, when you take apart the cabbage, there are small leaves left, some get torn, and so on. Here, it's practically a zero waste process. Now I'll stuff all the onions and then we'll arrange them for processing for stewing. Look at these beauties I made. And now we'll put them all in the pot. We lay them out in a row, turning them as we place them. That way they'll be completely covered in sauce. Pa-para-para-para-pa-pa. We pour all of our sauce over them. A bowl, I add some water. And I pour it over the onions. And I like to add some more pomegranate sauce on top. You can never have too much of it. That's it, my friends. Put it on the stove. Not on very high heat, not on a very big flame. Bring it to a boil, cover with a lid, and simmer for about 40 minutes. Well, basically, just like regular ordinary stuffed cabbage rolls. Everything else is the same. You might ask me, what should I do with the leftover filling? There are two options. You can heat up a few more onions and use this filling. Or you can take an IKEA bag. Remember, in one of the videos, people for some reason got really, let's say, excited about the IKEA bag. Put the filling in there. Spread this filling out as thinly as possible all over the bag. At the same time, this way you release any excess air. Actually, it's very convenient. We close it and freeze it. Just don't forget to freeze your food or semi-finished products properly. First, cool them in the refrigerator and then put them in the freezer. And look, my beauties are already boiling. I can cover them with a lid and turn the heat down to low. I'll come by from time to time and check to make sure nothing burns. And now my Batsalim are already stewed. See, they're done stewing. They're boiling actively even on low heat, but there's a lot of water, so I'll leave them for another 15 minutes without the lid. The sauce needs to evaporate. So, my Batsalim are ready. Take a look. You see, there's still some sauce, but it's become very, very thick. Let's try it. I'll put some on my plate and show you what it looks like when cut. And basically, my dinner is already ready for tonight. How about yours? Is it ready? I don't know yet. Let's see what it looks like when we cut it. And it should look really, really good. The onion stays a little bit crunchy. It's not boiled at all. That's a different story. Well, just look at it when it's cut. Everything is just like in stuffed cabbage rolls, but it's in an onion. Here are my patsalinas. Now I'm going to try them. Ash is ready, ris is ready, onion, of course, is ready. Spicy, a little bit hot, a little bit sweet. To be honest, I can't even really describe the taste of this dish, but it's worth trying at least once. Cook with pleasure. Feed yourself, your family, your friends, your loved ones. May there always be a good, delicious mood in your home. And now I say goodbye to you. See you next time. Bye.